You're originally from Iran,
Yes.
and you moved to Canada,
Yes.
and you're in Canada you're educated and brought up in Canada.
Yes.
basically.
10 years I was in Canada for 10 years.
And then you came back to
Middle East.
Middle East to Dubai.
To Dubai. Yeah.
Okay. Your family, sir?
No, my whole family is in Canada.
Oh, still in Canada.
Yeah, and they were very weirded out too. My mom said I sacrificed everything in Iran. I sold everything we had. I brought you to North America, and now you're going back to Middle East.
Right.
I said, Mom, it's not Middle East. It's Dubai. It's different.
Yeah. Well, I mean, again, it's your heritage, isn't it? Well,
I feel closer to home and the culture.
Sure. That's right.
And the money.
And the money. Okay. Yeah, that's important as well.
Yes.
So, you're in real estate?
Yes.
In brokerage?
Yeah.
And is that?
I'll give you a little quick background. I studied software engineering, and then I decided that I don't want to sit behind a computer 9 to 5.
Right.
I rather work 24/7.
Okay.
So then I got into real estate because they told me that I talk a lot too.
Okay.
And I'm good at persuading people.
You say I talk a lot as well.
That was behind the scenes.
Yeah.
And then, I started doing real estate 3 years ago in Canada.
Yep.
And then I did a little bit in Miami because I was specializing in off-plan. We call it pre-construction or new construction in North America. And then everyone's talking about Dubai. So I figured I want to go where all the money is. Right now, Miami and Dubai are the two cities that have the most amount of money coming in and out. So I came to Dubai and I fell in love with it.
Okay.
Yes.
And you've been here how long?
Just about 5 months.
About 5 months,
Mm-hmm.
no.
Yeah.
You're enjoying it.
I'm enjoying it, and honestly, I am very blessed. It's been working out very good for me because I've been doing real estate content from 3-4 years ago. Everybody already followed me, even in the Middle East. So GTA stands for Greater Toronto Area.
Okay.
In Canada. So I always, for years, I had GTA's real estate superstar in my bio, and then I met some guy at another developer's office in Dubai yesterday, and he said, "Oh, are you that GTA realtor?" Even though I'm not a GTA realtor anymore. So they've known me here. So the social media really helped me here to grow very fast.
Yeah, social media is such a large part of the aspect of the market now, which I'm not used to, obviously, because I'm old.
Yeah.
We didn't. It wasn't such a major part of real estate or development in the UK or in Ireland or wherever we've done it before. But obviously in Dubai, it seems to be a very strong avenue for both recognition and sales.
Everywhere I've been working, even in Canada, I was getting easy listings from TikTok.
Okay, maybe I'm just old. Maybe it's
No, I mean, you're adapting.
Yeah. You have to adapt.
Look at you. You have your own podcast.
Exactly. Yeah, I like podcasts because I think, as people say to me, what's the format of your podcast? I don't do a format. It's a conversation. And I do ask some questions during it, and that's really just to enable the conversation. And depending on what we're talking about, I'll ask questions with regard to that and what your experience is with that. And obviously it eases the conversation. The conversation then branches out from that. So,
I mean, everybody has a podcast right now. Everybody.
Okay.
But because people love to talk. Everybody loves to talk, but people don't like to
especially
listen.
in real estate. Everybody loves to talk.
Anybody. What do you call it? Self-development, anything. Anything that people want to talk. Even people go on a date, they just talk. They don't really listen.
Yeah.
So you have to be very interesting for people to listen to, because everyone has their own podcast. Like me in Canada, me and all my friends have our own podcast. And
really?
One day I was thinking, do we even listen to each other?
I mean, podcasts were not really a big thing until a few years ago. Then I used to listen to a lot of Joe Rogan.
Oh yeah, Joe Rogan.
And because of combat sports and jiu-jitsu, et cetera, and he has amazing guests on. And the thing about Joe Rogan, he has such a different selection of guests, across various industries, showbiz to sports to politics to, geology, which is interesting. So obviously that's what makes Joe Rogan, I guess, the largest podcaster in the world now.
Yeah, and I don't know why you remind me of him a little bit. Yeah.
What shows?
I don't know the way you speak, and I mean his podcasts are long hours, and people actually listen. Yeah. So he's gifted.
Well, I think they're long because they're very natural, and then the conversation just
keeps going,
spinning off onto different things, and and also what's good is he has multiple people. I've seen him with 4 people.
Yeah.
And when those 4 people are from different backgrounds, it makes it even more interesting because there's different viewpoints about the same subject.
And it's very natural. I like it that things don't have to be perfect. You can smoke your cigar here. You can drink, and he wants to Google something. He asks somebody in the background to Google this for me. Yeah. It's like you're sitting with your friends.
He's got a very eclectic mind. He's interested in a huge amount of things all the time, which I find interesting as well. That he's never just pursuing 1 or 2 subjects. He's interested in everything and in everything people have got to say. So I think he respects everybody's opinion, but he's not afraid to say that he disagrees with it.
Yeah,
agrees with, which I like.
Yeah,
and I think that's a good thing. I think if you agree with everything, life is very boring. Is that? Can't agree with everything.
No, if you agree with everything, you're lying.
Yeah, exactly.
You're a liar.
Exactly. Or you're just trying to pacify people, make people feel good.
Yeah.
So tell me about real estate in Dubai.
Real estate in Dubai. Yeah. Well, something I found really interesting, and I was sure when I was talking to my mom after I'd moved here, she said, "So how is it?" And I said, "Mom, there are 2 types of people in Dubai. Either real estate agents or the people that want to buy or sell. Yeah. Everyone's in the market. Yeah. Everybody is in the market, and I love that. No matter how old they are. I mean, if from 18 to 80, everybody is in the market for something.
Everybody's hustling.
Yeah. See, even if they're not actively looking for real estate, they always say, "Send me if you have send me if you have a good deal." Yeah, yeah. Which I hate that. Like these are tire kickers, but still, they still show some interest. Yeah. Yeah. So the real estate, I believe, is very, very hot here right now because it's affordable. In Canada, it's not affordable. There's very, very high inflations. People cannot take out loans. People don't have the income that they are able to actually purchase a property. So real estate is feasible and attractive in Dubai. That's what I would say.
Yeah. So what are your favorite things about, moving away from just real estate for a moment, what are your favorite things in Dubai? What's your favorite things about Dubai? Outside work, let's say, just outside work.
I don't know if I can actually put it into words, but I just came back. I just traveled to Canada, see my mom, and then I went to Barcelona, and then I went to Turkey, and then I came to Dubai. And then these 3 countries, when I went, I was like, I cannot stand anywhere else in the world after living in Dubai. I think it's the luxury. I think it's the cleanliness. It's
a very clean city.
The safety, because I remember when I was a kid, I was very young, and somebody broke into our car. We weren't in the car, but they stole everything we bought from the shopping center. Yeah, yeah. And then after that time,
it's a violation, isn't it?
Yeah, in Iran. Okay. I've just been very. This would give me anxiety that I have to be careful, because we lived in a good part of the city. This happened one time. Another time, just one time, we took the bus. We never took the bus because it's crazy there, the public transport. We took the bus. We were going to buy a dress for the wedding we were going to go to. My mom had cash in her purse. Yep. And then we get out of the bus and there's nothing there. They took all the cash. So from that moment on, I was very conscious, and I hate to be always watching. Right. And in Dubai...
So I was just thinking about something the other day, and I was thinking that, everybody in the world talks about freedom, freedom as an individual within a society.
Yeah.
And they tend to talk about, democracy and et cetera, various other countries. But I think Dubai is a very free place to live.
Yeah.
It's of all the places in the world, it's very free. You're free to do your own thing. Okay, there's a set of rules and laws, which they're not onerous. They're very easy. It's a very free place.
I was listening to a podcast before I come. I was doing a lot of research, It was a guy moved from Canada to Dubai. I don't remember the exact terms he used, but he said, in Canada, you would think there's democracy, but in Canada, you feel like you're working for the government, but in Dubai, you feel like the government's working for you.
Yeah, or you're working with the government.
With the government.
You know, as a developer, I think that's how we feel, that we're working with the government to develop the city.
Do you go through all that? Because I know in Canada, when you want to take over a plot and get permits.
Yeah. Same in the UK and Europe and Ireland.
Permits is like it's a war with the government.
Yeah, exactly.
Is it the same here?
Yeah. Here?
Yeah.
No. Here, you're supported by the government. You know, there's a process in place. You follow the process and everything's easy. You know what you're going to build before you, well, to a greater degree, you know what you're going to build before you purchase a plot of land. Because it's on the, it's on the affection plan, on the paperwork that's there. So you know you can build on it, and then you just have to develop that, and gain the right permits, put it through the authorities, and you're building in 6 months,
so
which is fantastic, in comparison to anywhere else in the world.
Very fast.
Yeah, very fast and straightforward.
Okay.
Which is great. So we feel that we're here to help develop the city, and we have the support of the government to do that.
Yeah.
Which is, we're the good guys here, which is nice.
Yeah, especially when it comes to off-plan people in the other side of the world, especially North America, they don't really know what's actually going on, because recently we had a developer went bankrupt in Canada, even though they had all the deposits.
Yeah.
And there's no escrow account, but there's basically a lawyer's trust account.
Okay.
So the money has to be in the lawyer's trust account.
Sure.
You can't touch it as a developer.
Yeah,
but it's your lawyer.
Yeah. So
if it's your cousin, he'll let you touch it.
Okay.
If you give him a little bit of money, whatever, if you have a good relationship with that, so they actually touch the deposits, so they have nothing to give back to the people.
If everything goes wrong.
They went bankrupt. This developer is bankrupt. Yeah. They can't build, so they have to return the people's money.
Yeah.
And there's nothing.
The money's no longer there.
And the agents didn't get their commissions yet, because here I know you get your commission once 24% is paid.
Yeah.
Over there, you get 1% this year, 1% next year. As the client is paying, you get your commission. So this is Canada, and it's not that not that safe. You can lose your money there.
Yeah, exactly.
But people
safer.
But a lot of people don't know that this is Middle East. They think, how's my money safe? It's safest here.
Absolutely. Yeah. I think the government has ensured that with the escrow accounts, that make sure that the end user is protected, which is good, because once they're protected, it gives people confidence to buy.
Yeah.
And that's what we need as a developer, and you guys need as brokers.
Yeah.
So I'm going to ask you a couple of questions with regard to your opinion on things in the development and brokerage industry.
Okay.
In Dubai. What qualities do you feel make up the ideal community? If I was to build a community, say I want to build this community with X amount of dwellings on it, what's the ideal community for you?
Ideal community.
For you to sell, say, for example.
Oh, in terms of, okay. I would say the amenities are very important.
Yeah.
And if you were talking community, you got to think just like a airline, which has something to offer to everybody, economy, premium economy, business class, and first class.
Yeah.
If it's a community, it has to appeal to most of the people. So I would say having amenities that a single person would need, a family with 2 kids would need.
Sure.
Like schools, and something that I think is really important is the right infrastructure in terms of traffic.
Right.
Because people are always
I understand what you mean with that.
Complaining about that. But the amenities that most of the people from, again, 18 to 80 would have in that community, that they don't need to go out to get that, is very important, I think. And obviously, I mean, safety is one thing, and having the proper rules in place, having the proper management, because I've lived in buildings that DJ was living upstairs.
Oh, that can be annoying, yes.
Yeah, so the proper management is very important as well.
So do you, where do you live now?
Right now?
Yeah.
I live address downtown.
Okay. So you're right in the middle of town.
Love it.
Yeah?
Yeah. It's very nice. It's hard to get
when you first came here, when you first came to Dubai, did you have guidance about where you're going to live, or do you just...
I didn't have no guidance. I didn't know anybody here.
Okay.
So everything was Google. I got a place on Airbnb in Business Bay. And then I had one friend introduce me to another agent. I rented another studio in Business Bay.
Okay.
And then after that, I met more people in Dubai in 2 months than I met in Canada in 10 years.
Really?
Yeah.
Very social.
I don't know if it's me or it's Dubai.
Yes, probably both.
Both.
Yeah,
I just met...
Well, I think Dubai offers you the opportunity, and then it's up to you to take the opportunity.
Yeah.
So it's both, you know. I think you can't have one without the other.
That's true.
You know, I think that's the way it works.
So I have so many friends already in every different field.
There you go.
Mostly real estate, though.
Okay. So have you ever visited a construction site?
Yeah.
Yeah?
Yeah, yesterday.
What do you think?
It's nice.
Yeah?
I mean, when I was living in Business Bay, it was on the other side of the bay that there's a lot of construction going on too. So I would go for walks.
Yeah, yeah.
So I would see it, but I haven't officially walked in with a safety hat on.
Yeah, yeah. Do you think it's interesting to see the buildings going up?
Yes.
Yeah.
I think what's interesting is that when I sleep tonight and I wake up tomorrow, there's a lot happened already.
Yeah.
And
Dubai never sleeps, just like New York.
Never sleeps. Yeah.
You know, there's always something going on. So, if you were to buy, you're renting at the moment, yeah?
Yes.
But you've rented a few places, but you've also sold a lot of property over here. So, you're about to make a decision you've decided now I'm going to go and buy somewhere.
Yeah.
I'm going to buy a townhouse, like, for example.
Okay.
Yeah. What qualities would you be looking for in that townhouse?
Am I buying as an end user or as an investor?
As an end user, your home.
Okay.
You're buying your home.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Well, with the experience I've had is that the craftsmanship is very important to me. So I would definitely want to see the previous project of a developer, because when you are just handing something over, of course it looks fabulous. But I want to make sure that after living here in 1 year, the wear and tear is not that much that my roof's leaking and there's mold on the ceiling. Sure. Which there is in some properties. So the craftsmanship is very important, and I think you could just figure that out by seeing the previous projects of a certain developer. That's the quality I'm looking for.
Yeah. Just the quality of the finish.
Quality of the finish and the craftsmanship, because you could have the most beautiful slab, but then
it falls off the wall a year later. It's
or it's not as clean as it should be. Because sometimes they say, oh, this developer has the best quality. And then you're walking and looking at the tiles, and in between them there was like empty spots. And you're like, okay, I don't see that quality.
I mean, obviously construction quality is very important. Yet a lot of developers compromise on it.
I agree.
Do you find that?
I agree, and because they're way more affordable. They're more affordable, and then the clients start complaining that this is happening. I'm like, well, you get what you pay for.
True.
Honestly. And sometimes they say, oh, this developer has a lot of delays. And I tell them, well, you're paying 1% a month for the next 7 years.
Yeah, yeah.
So you can't pay for what's a bad car? Not a bad car. You can't pay for an affordable car like Toyota and expect a Ferrari.
That's true.
But I totally agree. But it's good because still everybody can afford. But if I were to buy something, I'll make sure that's important, because as a owner, as a landlord, you have to be responsible for all the costs.
Yeah, exactly.
So if you are compromising in the beginning, then you have costs for the rest of your ownership.
So the return on your investment is not as good as you thought it would be.
either you're living there, or even if it's rented, even worse, renters don't take that much care of your property.
So Dubai is it for you now? You think you're going to be here for a long time?
Yes.
Yeah? You're happy here?
Until I buy a whole building.
A whole building?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Probably 70 units.
7 units?
70.
70 units?
Yeah.
Okay.
It'll be about, it's not a
ambition is good.
Mid-rise.
Yeah.
Mid-rise. And then I'll start buying other places internationally. But I want to own my 70 doors here in Dubai.
Okay. So that's the first stage of the plan.
Yes.
So you work a lot?
I work a lot.
Yeah.
I work 12 to 16 hours a day.
Oh, God. Okay. Yeah. Every day or like 5 days or 6 days?
Well, I have decided something a while ago, and now is I don't want to take the weekends to get away from my life, but to build my life.
Yeah.
So I don't take the weekends off.
Okay. But if you have downtime, what you do?
If I have what?
If you have downtime outside work, what's your?
I eat. In nice restaurants.
In nice restaurants.
Yeah.
Okay.
I love that.
That's good. Yeah.
Okay. Then I was just talking to my friend, if you decide to go to a different restaurant every day in Dubai, I don't think you'll finish them in a year.
Okay, because by the time we get around, they'll have reopened as a different entity. Anyway,
that too.
So yeah.
But there are already so many.
Yeah, there is a lot. Have you any, sorry?
Go ahead.
So you're going to have any questions for me?
For you.
For us as LEOS is the developer? Okay.
So I just looked at your show model, and it's very different than everybody else. There's a lot of attention to details and a lot of beautiful and different material. Like you have the waffled walls, and then you have the stones on the corners, so who comes up with all that?
Well, our design is done both in London and here. It's undertaken both in London and here. So it's a European, let's say European UK design, interior design, which is then adapted to Dubai and the materials we've got here, and the craftsmanship that's available here. We've always been very strong in design and architecture, and certainly on construction. Construction, we're very strong on. My previous experience, before coming to Dubai, I was actually construction director in the UK.
Okay.
In the business. Our chairman is a RIBA registered architect. So our design, architectural and construction background is very strong. So that's something we won't compromise on. We've also got a quality team that we brought over from the UK, both within design and within the actual construction. Yeah. So we spend a lot of time, I guess, to a degree, supervising the supervisors to make sure that we get the result that we want from what we put in. So if we design something, we want to make sure that that is executed to how we envision it to be.
Yeah.
Tripping over my own words here.
Is English your first language?
It is.
It's not mine. Just kidding.
So we have a vision, and we want to make sure that we deliver that.
That's beautiful.
So the USPs that we have, I mean, everyone talks about USPs, and you have the, various things. I mean, for me, anything outside the two USPs we have, which are to deliver on time and to deliver what we've sold to the customer.
Like the renderings.
That's it.
Okay.
We have nothing more. Everything else becomes under that. So anything outside that for me is a gimmick.
Yeah.
There's two USPs, as I say. And we try to, we endeavour all the time to deliver on time and what we said we were going to deliver.
That's very important. That's nice. I have a question for you. When did you move to Dubai?
2 years ago.
2 years ago.
2 years ago.
See, I'm always I'm encouraging everybody to move here.
Yeah.
Or at least buy real estate here. But, I mean, people always tell me you had no, what do you call it? You had no connection. You had nothing to hold you back in Canada. You're just on your own. You just moved here. But for someone that has built a whole life elsewhere, how did you decide to just move here?
Well,
how hard was it to let go of years of building in history and start over?
Okay, so initially, it was a very sudden decision to come to Dubai. Initially, to come and see Dubai and see what the industry and the market was like, and what development was like in Dubai. And that decision was made in 2 minutes.
2 minutes.
On a Friday afternoon, and I was there 2 days later. 3 days later, I was here. The chairman asked me to come with him to have a look at the market 2 years ago, June 2 years ago. We did that. We came here. We identified that there was something we could add to the market, something we could give. We felt there was a gap for us here. And at that time, I've got one daughter, divorced, and my daughter's 18, so it was easy for her. But part of me coming here is I always said that I didn't want to live overseas unless my daughter could travel by herself. Mm-hmm. That's what I mean. So she was 16, 17, confident. She traveled with me before, so I knew she'd get in an aeroplane and come here by herself. Mm. And once she could do that, I didn't mind where I lived because then it was always accessible. Yeah. She's been here now, how many times? 5, 6 times?
Okay.
So she just, Dad, can I have a ticket? And she
And it's
comes.
not a long flight.
No, it's 7 hours. It's not a big deal. And it's fun. She enjoys it. And she comes here. And I love that because, as you say, as you brought up earlier on, the security in Dubai and the safety in Dubai means that, I can continue working. Tate comes here and then she just does her own thing. Yeah. And now she knows Dubai because, Dubai is not that complicated. So she knows it. She goes to the beach. She goes here. She goes to the mall. She does her own thing. We meet up in the evenings. So it's easy.
I'm sure it's way more fun than visiting you in...
Absolutely, yeah, absolutely. So she has a lot of fun with that. So the decision wasn't that hard because the market was very exciting.
The market?
Yeah, the market was very exciting because, as we said, everything is very fast-paced. Everything moves quickly. Business is interesting. And there's a huge amount of people from different nationalities and different backgrounds, which makes life interesting to meet different people.
Was it hard for you in the beginning to adapt? It's not hard, I think.
I don't think so. I mean, I suppose it depends on the kind of person you are as well. I've traveled a lot in my life, and I've lived in different places, and I find that quite easy because I find different cultures interesting and different places interesting. I've always said that, too many people see the differences. I always try and recognize the similarities. Yeah? Between people and cultures, et cetera, et cetera. Because we're all a lot more similar than... There's more similarities than there are differences. I promise you that. Yeah, no matter where you go. Yeah. So it wasn't particularly hard. And the city is quite a very welcoming city as well. There's lots to do here. As I said, I work a lot as well. But I enjoy work, so that's good for me.
I was reading a report, and it was saying that people in Dubai work longer hours on average compared to...
Yeah, and I don't think that's...
But I think that's not because...
It's not because you have to. I think it's because you want to. You enjoy it. Because I think you see the results of your work a lot quicker. Yeah. Do you know what I mean? So you see the success, the tangibility of your output. Yeah. Is recognized a lot quicker.
And
it's a lot more tangible.
Yeah. For example, I love working here because Dubai has done a lot of the work for me. So before, I had to get the lead, nurture them, talk to them, work on it. But now, Dubai, whatever they're doing with their advertising, they're nurtured already. I don't need to sell them on Dubai. I just need to educate them on the project.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, so that's why I love working here.
Good. More questions for me?
Yeah, I think I had another question for you. Okay. So you said it was an easy decision for you to come because the market was hot.
Yeah, the market was hot. It was something different. I'm always interested in different things.
But other than work, what do you like about Dubai?
I like the beach.
The beach, really?
I grew up beside the sea in Ireland, and whenever I've travelled, I've always ended up beside the sea. So it's a big thing for me. So I enjoy, certainly during the winter. I still go during the summer to swim, but I'll go down to the beach and have a swim, and I just like the ocean. I like having it so close to me. I have always trained and played sports, so I do that over here as well. And I work. And, socially it's easy as well, sometimes hang out with friends for...
It is, for me, it's almost like...
It's about work.
Yeah, yeah, it is. But work is fun here. Yeah. But I have never been to the beach since I moved here because, there's something to do for everybody, even if you don't like the beach. Yeah. And I don't understand how people my followers are always telling me, "Oh, why are you saying Dubai is good? It's so hot." No, it's not. I have had zero issues with the heat.
Well, the same. I mean, so I look at the people talk about the climate over here and they say, oh, it's very hot during the summer. And I say, well, the summer only lasts 3 months, maybe 2-3 months. And it is very hot, but Dubai is built to handle that heat. So everywhere you go, it's got air conditioning.
Exactly.
Your car has air conditioning. Most of your meetings are, and your daily life is led in buildings which are air conditioned and comfortable. And you can still go out for a walk in the heat. It's not that hot. So you're not going to burst into flames. And then you have that 6 or 7 months of a wonderful guaranteed climate during the autumn, winter months and some of the spring months here, which is guaranteed. It's always going to be good.
Yeah.
Which is lovely. Whereas in the rest of the world, so people go to be about Ireland, they go, Ireland's beautiful. It's a beautiful country. Very green. People go, why is it so green? I'm going, because it rains all the time, right? So you get a lot of rain. So winter in Ireland, maybe the UK, you can't really do a lot outside because there is, and winter can last 6 months.
In England.
Yeah, because it rains a lot. So you don't really venture outside that much.
Yeah.
And then people say, well, what's summer like? And I said, well, summer in Ireland and the UK can be range from 2 days to a month. That's what you get, And so I think the Dubai climate is very stable. We know for 3 months it's going to be really hot, or 3 or 4 months it's going to be very, very hot. I think it's only 2 months is very, very hot. And the rest, the other 2 months are hot. And then it goes back, which gives you 4, and then the rest of the time is pretty much.
But it's, as you said, it's totally built. Dubai is built for it. I was in Canada. Every time we met anybody, like I would walk into anyone's home, the first thing would say, "Oh my God, it's so cold."
Yeah.
But we don't say, "Oh my God, it's so hot here," because it's not. It's built for it. But in Spain, I was sweating inside the shopping mall, and I find that so disrespectful to myself and to everyone else that's sweating inside. When you have the control to make this place
cooler,
why are you not doing that? That's why I like Dubai, because they respect themselves.
Good. Yeah. Tell me, what you see happening in the real estate market now? Mm-hmm. What you see happening in the real estate market now, currently? Have you seen any changes in the time you've been here? Has anything changed or moved?
You know what? They told me that August and summer is very downtime. It's very slow. And I didn't really see that.
No?
No, I mean, I work with more international buyers.
Okay.
So it might be summer here. It's not summer in Canada.
Yeah.
And so that's one thing that it didn't really happen to me, but I always had the mindset since I was in Canada when everybody asked, how's the market?
Yeah.
Me and my team said, it's always good for us.
Yeah.
So, and one more thing is that right now I think it's the hottest for off-plan.
Do you?
Yeah. I mean,
you think it's got, so you've been here, how long have you been here?
I'm talking about, I'm not talking about the past because I haven't been here, but what I hear is that because Dubai is advertising themselves very well and agents are advertising Dubai very well, the international buyers are just, the market for international buyers and off-plan is very good. Not only off-plan, actually. Any of my investors from North America that have extra cash, they're coming in just putting it down and buying ready properties.
So you're saying 5 months you've been here?
5.
Okay. Have you seen the market get hotter over those 5 months or busier? Or
so for the first few months, I wasn't really working.
Okay.
I was just learning, making content. And for the past 3 months that I was working was the down market of Dubai, which was okay for me. Let's see how the hot market's going to be.
Are you selling any LEOS yet?
You know what?
Tell me.
I didn't know about Leo until today. You can cut this part.
No, that's fine. Well, that's a good thing. If you didn't know about LEOS till today, now you know. What you think? What's your opinion on what you've seen?
I want to take a look at the prices, but from the show model, I really like something that's pleasing to the eyes, and this definitely is. And I like to work with smaller boutique developers, because I always believe that if you are the owner of something that there is scarcity of, you have the upper hand.
Supply and demand.
Supply and demand. So if you own in a boutique building that doesn't have 1,000 units, but there were 200 units, and at one point you want to sell it, what are the odds that 10 other people want to sell it at the same time? So you have the upper hand. You can just decide what price you want to sell it for. Absolutely. But if there are 1,000 units available, if someone's really desperate, they sell it for 200,000 less.
You have seen Knightsbridge. Knightsbridge.
Yeah.
Knightsbridge, your latest project.
No, I haven't.
Townhouses and villas. I think you're really going to like it.
Yours?
Yeah.
Okay, no, I haven't seen it. I have to.
You have to see it. I'll show you some after this.
I wanted to. We didn't have time before. But see, I like to bring my clients to a nice office like this. They don't need to really talk. They can see.
Exactly. And we've got nice meeting rooms and everything for you to facilitate.
Beautiful here. It's beautiful here.
Good.
I was very impressed when Mosti was showing me around. Yeah.
I think we're going to leave it at that because we're going to finish on a really positive note. Really happy.
Yeah. So
unless you've got anything to ask me or tell me, or
you will see more of me here for sure, because you want it's easy here because you don't really need to sell. You just educate people, and the rest they see.
Excellent. Yeah. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Lovely meeting you.